See, the problem is you can become the victim of some loud mouth, some bloated talking head that has a lot of confidence and intimacy and speaks in loud declarative tones, draws sudden, stark, resounding conclusions from superficial evidence and argument, and demagogues it, and does it with persuasive rhetoric in the form of sensational, colorful, insulting, sarcastic, demeaning language to diminish opponent and to power in the conclusions that the activist wants you to accept and believe. They do it when they insult and ridicule and mock and diminish their opponent. Call attention, they are caricaturing viciously. And once they've got that opponent, the negatives up high, they put him in pillory. They'll put him in a cage and exhibit him. Put him in a position of literal impotence of presence. In other words, by effective propaganda and effective demagoguing, they make it so that the individual that they're opposing looks like the village idiot. He's lost all credibility. You're no longer paying attention to the persuasiveness, art, the intelligent, critical thinking, impressiveness of the argument and the evidence. You don't see that anymore. All you do is see this individual as a doofus fool talking to you with diminished capacity. They love to come up with that dementia praecox, Alzheimer's. Look at the behavior. Look at the doddering behavior, which has nothing at all to do with the substance of what the man is saying or the woman is saying that you're opposing. It's just to discredit them. There's an art to it, and it works. It works every time. This is called propaganda. This is called the will to believe. This is called conning and manipulating the will to believe. The true believer, Eric Hoffer, and on and on. This is called herd hypnosis. If I can very powerfully diminish my opponent, make him look like the Mamaluke of the week, the fool of the week, then and you accept that. You see him, I get you to see him that way, to experience him that way. Anything I say about this man, he's defenseless. And they know that. This is propaganda. This to me is the deepest violation of free speech. It's not free speech at all. It's propaganda in the name of free speech. It's free speech when the propagandist and the advocate presents it. Then it's free speech. And of course, if I come along and I provide opposition, powerful opposition, I punch back and keep on punching, then it's not free speech anymore. And here's the question. Why do the so-called winners, the so-called survivors, the strongest, the fittest, ask yourself one question. Why, if they're strong, if they're fit, and if they're the survivors and they're the best, why must they write laws, propagandize laws, demagogue for laws and behaviors advantageous to them? We never talk about competition because there is no such thing. We never talk about free market because there is no such thing. The market is hoarded out, it's corrupted, it's bought and sold. How? Misinformation, hidden premises, conveniently leaving out the side of this, the backstory here, conveniently leaving out an opposition that would call into question everything the demagogue is saying. This is dictatorship. I'm not putting a label, I'm just talking in general, but you can tell where the labels fit. You can read between the lines of what I'm saying. I have specific talking heads, specific individuals in mind when I am discussing these concerns. The problem is, as I see it, winning accurate information. That's why you have to go to so many sources, because the one who is telling the story, he may use his height, he may use charisma, he or she charisma, talking skills, rhetorical, the art of persuasion skills, hypnosis, suggestion, bait and switch, and they love to use double bind. I love it. I hate it. But I also enjoy it, find it greatly entertaining. When somebody's telling me something, they're telling me something, and I'm expecting a philosophical discussion, right? Good give and take, Q&A. But no, when they say, and of course you agree with me, don't you? Well, wait a minute. I want to talk about your assumption. I don't agree with you. Of course you agree with me. And they present it in such a way that if you don't agree with them, you're doofus, you're the fool of the week, you're isolated, you're mocked. It works. It works. People who are totally unqualified are put in position of power predicated on that. They're totally unqualified by character, by behavior. And when they speak their thoughts, they're stupid. The only thing that makes them look good is the talking heads that back them up. Is the talking heads that back them up. The brains behind the image. The big, bloated, phony image. And of course, they come on with pomp and circumstance and make a whole big show out of an entrance. They know how to make an entrance and an exit and how to entertain the house. And they give away, of course, trinkets, garbage to the house, and every move they make is a pose, photo op. And of course, they surround themselves with power, the biggest and the baddest kick-ass security they can find. This, my friend, is a complete and a total insult to whatever little intelligence I may possess. I am thoroughly insulted by this kind of a campaign.